Preface of The Bridge of History over the Gulf of Time. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by tzieger. The Bridge of History over the Gulf of Time, a popular view of the historical evidence for the truth of Christianity, by Thomas Cooper. Preface. Within these 14 years, I have spoken the contents of this book, sometimes in the form of a summary, as one long lecture, at other times more completely, as several lectures, in all the large towns and in many of the other towns and villages of England, Scotland, and Wales, but they are now written for the first time. I have written them at the urgent request of hundreds of my hearers, who assure me they wish to see in print what they have listened to with gratification. In putting my spoken words into writing, I have thought it better to preserve the tone of familiarity, the iteration, the colloquialism, the lively interrogative, in brief, all that marks the manner and method of the popular lecturer who, if he would be successful, must practice every art of address in order to lead his hearers to think. And I trust that the light thoughts here printed may lead light readers to take up my book and read, until they feel so much attracted by the important evidence it treats that they determine to enter without delay on a full and complete study of it in Paley and Horne and Lardner, as well as in the valuable contributions to the evidences by Brooke Foss Westcott and other excellent writers of our times. I may be allowed to add that the historical evidence has only formed a part of my work as a lecturer during these last 14 years. The miracles, the resurrection, the perfect moral teaching, and the unique excellence of the character of Christ have also been repeatedly taken up and treated in my lectures. And being deeply aware of the tendency to aesthetic questioning in our day, I have also dealt with the arguments for natural as well as revealed religion. Thus, I have treated familiarly, and in popular terms, not only the design argument so finely expounded by Paley, but also the argument a priori, now, at length, after all the partial successes of Clarke and Howe and Locke, and a host of lesser names so perfectly and irrefutably established by my highly intelligent friend, Mr. Gillespie. The argument for God's existence from the fact of our own moral nature, the arguments against materialism and for a future state of rewards and punishments, have had also to be taken up and treated with such poor ability as I possess, in order to complete the full course of evidence. If the sample of my lecturing, which I now publish, meets with acceptance, I may try to put the rest, all as yet only spoken, into writing for publication. Thomas Cooper, July, 1871. End of Preface. Introduction of The Bridge of History over the Gulf of Time, by Thomas Cooper. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Introduction. There seems to be one question which everyone has a right to ask the man who says that Christianity is not true. And the question is this: if Christianity be not true, where did it come from? How came it into the world? You say Christianity is not true. Then what is it, if it be not true? What is its origin? How comes it to be here, in this land and in other lands, at this present time? The question that we ask is not a frivolous, light one. This Christianity is understood to be the professed religion of 335 millions of the human race now dwelling on this globe. They are not savages. They are not nations bearing a stereotyped resemblance of civilization. They are the noblest peoples on the face of the earth, the nations that have the highest science, arts, power, and culture ever yet attained by man. How comes it that these nations profess the Christian religion? And how came Christianity into the world? Where did it come from, as we asked at first? There are but two theories that can make any pretensions to be considered formidable which have been put forth to answer this question. The old theory, so well known as the sun theory, and the latter one, which has been called the mythical theory. Let us look at the older theory first. The sun theory is understood to owe its fatherhood as a complete hypothesis to the notable Sir William Drummond, who presented it to the restricted circle of critical inquirers
Sample complete. Ready to continue?